they suspend habeas corpus, you better carry.
Well, y'all, back in disastrous American news, if that happens, he's absolutely correct. If habeas corpus is suspended, that will affect a whole lot of people who don't even realize that they would be affected. Just in case y'all are unaware of what habeas corpus is, let me tell you. So, habeas corpus, which in Latin means you shall have the body, is a legal procedure that allows individuals in custody to challenge the legality of their detention. It is a fundamental right in the U.S. Constitution protecting against unlawful imprisonment and arbitrary detention. A writ of habeas corpus orders the custodian to bring the detained person before a court to determine the legality of their confinement. The purpose of it, the primary purpose, is to ensure that individuals are not imprisoned or detained without due process of the law. Y'all, if this gets suspended, this means that you could be going along your day just normal and you can be detained and arrested and imprisoned and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. I think people wrongly believe that this is only going to affect those who are in fear of being deported. No, this is not only going to affect non citizens, this can absolutely affect actual American citizens, especially if you are black in this country. Habeas corpus literally means that you can fight against being unlawfully detained or imprisoned. If it is suspended, there will be nothing you can do if you are unlawfully detained or imprisoned. You will just be there. According to Lee Kowarski, a law professor at the University of Texas and expert on habeas corpus, this is going to be a national, historical disaster. The executive could just detain you and there would be no recourse, he said. Obviously, they would do it to try to detain certain non citizens, but there's no reason why it would ever be limited to just them. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller said Friday the administration was actively looking at suspending habeas corpus, and it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not. Meaning, if the courts don't do what we say, if the courts don't do what this administration tells them to do, we will suspend this constitutional right, whether it causes mayhem or not. So you can be arrested by a cop for no reason at all, and there will be nothing you can do about it. Now, listen, historically, though, let's be clear, this has happened before. This has happened 4 times before. But the Constitution only allows habeas corpus to be suspended when, in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. So let me just let y'all know the 4 times that it happened historically. During the Civil War, in South Carolina to combat the Ku Klux Klan, in the Philippines during a 1905 insurrection, and in Hawaii following the attack on Pearl Harbor. Those suspensions were authorized by Congress, with the exception of President Lincoln's initial suspension during the Civil War, which was later authorized by Congress. But understand something, in those instances, we were at war, or there was an insurrection, or there was going to be war. Like, you understand how serious things have to be for them to suspend habeas corpus? So just to suspend habeas corpus because you're mad that people you are illegally detaining are trying to fight for their rights is insane. That is literally insane. And let me just break down 2 of the times for you, specifically in history where it was suspended. When President Lincoln suspended habeas corpus in 1861, it was to address the threat posed by Confederate sympathizers and spies. Literally, it was to address the threat from tyranny, from clear terrorists, domestic terrorists, because that's what the South was at that time. Then, during the Reconstruction era, Congress suspended habeas corpus in parts of South Carolina to combat the Ku Klux Klan's violence and suppression of voting. Do you see what has to actually be going on for that to even be a consideration and necessary? This is not necessary. But now, because they hold this power to suspend this, and Congress could very well go ahead and do what he says, this could mean horror for the everyday American citizen, especially us black ones. I just, every day, every single day, it is something. And now they are literally taking away constitutional rights. If this gets suspended, you better do what that man said in the Stitch video, because you have no other way to protect yourself. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the evening, and I will holler at y'all later.